Midnight light on a dim-lit screen, clicking through stories you wouldn't believe. Cold case trails and courtroom scenes, whispers from the grave and media dreams. Truth is stranger, hearts beat faster, in the shadows of a news disaster. Scrolling deep where secrets hide, you found the stories time won't deny. Headstones and headlines, the tales collide. Justice and mystery, side by side. From backwoods clubs to breaking news lines, you shine a light where the silence lies. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Small town rumors and urban fear, a voice for the lost who can't speak here. Through every name, through every case, you hold the truth in a steady place. Cameras roll but justice lingers, truth unravels through careful fingers. You tell a story, speak their names in a world that's quick to look away. Headstones and headlines, the tales collide. Justice and mystery, side by side. From backwoods crimes to great night trials, you trace the echoes through every mile. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Some run from the dark, you walk right in with a question and a camera lens. It's not just a crime, it's the lives they led. The voice is still talking from the books unread. Headstones and headlines, the veil is thin. Truth gets louder when you begin. With every view, with every line, you bring the forgotten back to life. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Yeah, headstones and headlines, you tell the stories that time can't hide.
Hey everyone, long time no see for some of you. Thanks for being here. I apologize for the slight time change, but I had seen earlier, Pookie had sent me a video that there was surveillance of Giovanni Pelletier's last known sighting. And so I wanted to cover that press conference quickly. So this case that we are going to discuss today is bizarre. And I feel like it's reminiscent of not like very close, but the first case that I thought about was the Slender Man case, where those two girls lured one of their other friends into the woods and ended up, attacking her. This is similar, but the difference is it involves a love triangle. The 16-year-old boy, Trey Wright, who sadly succumbed to his injuries, was dating a girl named Gianna. And Gianna set up a meeting with Trey and her other love interest, Devin, knowing there would be an altercation. And as I was digging, this Devin kid, in my opinion, of course, should have never gotten out of prison because he was involved in something last year. So we're going to get into it in a minute. And I initially saw this morning. I saw a video by Brian Etten that we're going to actually start this live with. And I was like, what is this? And so when I watched it, I said, okay, I've got the next live stream that we're going to do. So, all right. So Queen Bella, thanks for being here. Sunnyside, Angie, Ocean Tide, good to see you again. Pookie, good to see you again. Josh B, good to see ya. Let's see, who else is here? I'm going to just go really quick. Oh, you were in an important meeting. Well, that's okay. I hadn't planned on doing it. I had got out today. It is so beautiful here in the Northeast. It was 58 degrees when I woke up, so a little bit chilly, but I am not complaining. I love fall. I love the weather in fall, and it was beautiful. So I had to get outside again today. Yeah, Pookie did. She's like, everybody can see Josh, but I can't. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not even on YouTube. Hey, Nanny, thanks for being here. Yeah, Queen Bella, it is really sad. It is really sad. Hi, Leather. How are you? Long time no see. If you are still in Leather, I assume. Oh, no, Nanny. It's still 101 where you're at? No, thank you. No, thank you. And when I just read, checking out the Cricken area. So I don't know why this reminded me, but I did see, I have to watch it. I added it to my watch later. Law and Crime has a video about Andrew McGann, who is the 28-year-old who stabbed the mom and dad in Devil's Den State Park. They are questioning whether or not McGann is connected to another incident in Wisconsin. So I haven't watched that yet, but I'm going to, and that would be very interesting if he was. But 101? No. Oh no, Nanny. The young man went missing from right down my road. Please pray he's found safely. I hope he is found safe. Okay, it is you still in there. Okay, good to see you. All right, so we are going to get started. This case took place just outside of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The 16-year-old Trey Wright was lured to a desolate part of, I don't remember. Oh, I have my map up. North First Neck Road in Johnsonville, South Carolina. He was shot multiple times. He was left in the road, barely clinging to life. And the entire incident was videotaped. So I don't know how they are going to get out of this. Several are being charged with murder, accessory to murder. There are 4 juveniles being charged, but their names are being withheld because they are minors. So 9 have been arrested and charged. A 10th is expected to surrender themselves in the next few days. So I just don't understand why. I took myself off for some reason. Okay, so here we go.
All right, so it was around 11:30 p.m., June 24th, when Florence County deputies got the call, a shooting on a rural road near Johnsonville, South Carolina. When officers arrived, they found 16-year-old Trey Wright lying in the middle of the road, shot multiple times, twice in the chest, and barely clinging to life.
Okay, so I hadn't realized he was in the middle of the road, but either way, just leaving him there.
Trey was a rising sophomore at Johnsonville High. He played varsity football, varsity baseball. He rode dirt bikes. He was just 16 years old. He was rushed to the hospital, but sadly did not survive. And Trey's death might have been written off as another small town mystery, but then there was video and photos that surfaced.
And photos. So not only was there video, because of course, you know, everything these days, fights, etc., someone's always got a camera out, or a cell phone out, I should say. And almost similar to the Goon Squad in Arizona with Preston Lord. They were bragging about what they did in text messages. They posted things on Snapchat. I mean, in this case, in both cases, actually, I'm glad that they did those things because they were able to, law enforcement was able to find those involved and charge them accordingly. But to video someone being shot multiple times and then that 16-year-old boy being left in the middle of the road dying, that takes a special type of evil to do that type of thing. And they're not just boys involved. There are several girls involved.
Police say they now know Trey was lured to his death in a calculated plot allegedly set up by his own girlfriend. They say she brought another boy, her other romantic interest, to that country road where a group of teens then actually filmed the showdown. That's how they had the video of this whole thing. You see the photos there. 19-year-old.
I hate that he said he said, you know, filmed the showdown. I don't know. I don't like that. That's like when I think of a showdown, I think of like wrestling and entertainment, but whatever.
Evan Raper, who had already allegedly flashed a gun at Trey before, argued with him over.
Yes, and you will have heard Devin's last name. I'm going to attempt to just go call him Devin because YouTube may not be very happy with me repeatedly saying R-A-P-E-R.
For the girl until it ended in gunfire. And the next day, police ended up arresting Raper. You see the mugshot, charged with murder and possession of a weapon during a violent crime. And then 5 days later, Trey's girlfriend, 17-year-old Gianna Kistenmacher, this girl here, she was arrested too. She was charged with accessory before the fact. Investigators say she drove Raper to the scene, knowing that he was armed and knowing, quote, that there would be a confrontation likely to lead to death.
Can you imagine? And like Pookie said, whatever happened to just duking it out? You know, just fist fight. So this girl, Gianna, set up a meeting between her love interest and her then boyfriend, knowing there would be violence, and drove the love interest to where her boyfriend Trey was. She is disgusting. And I didn't Google her name, but as I had mentioned, the Trent actually just got out of jail in November. So not even a year ago. So I looked up his name, and I'm going to just share this article with y'all. This was back in August 2020. Oh, almost a year ago. Almost a year ago. Warrants. Teen drove man accused of firing multiple rounds toward group in Conway. And Devin is from Conway, South Carolina. An 18-year-old from Conway is charged in connection to a shooting that happened earlier this month. Documents obtained by WMBF News state Devin faces 2 accessory counts linked to an August 15th shooting on Austin Avenue. Warrants state Raper is accused of driving the suspected shooter, 22-year-old Jaden Brown, as he fired multiple rounds from a handgun toward a group. This kid looks not very nice. Documents state one of those rounds hit a person in the group and they needed medical treatment. Brown, who's from Columbia, was arrested last week and charged with 5 counts of attempted murder and 1 count of possession of a weapon during a violent crime. As of Tuesday, he's being held at the J. Rubin Long Detention Center. Trent, why do I keep calling him Trent? He looks like a Trent to me. Devin, meanwhile, was booked into the J. Rubin Long Detention Center on August 23rd and has since been released to home detention. So, one thing I've noticed with South Carolina, similar to Tennessee, they tend to they don't have a very severe penalty system, in my opinion. Because this occurred in August of 2024. And Devin was out of jail by November. Devin, meanwhile, was booked. I read that. Released to, they put that twice. So this 19-year-old that's involved in, well, actually, he's the one who pulled the trigger. He's the one who shot Trey. He's known for having violence in his past. I don't know why he was let out when he was driving someone shooting into a crowd. It makes no sense to me at all. I don't know, Marie. How could they leave him? I can't imagine all of these kids could go along with this. Yeah, Queen Bella. When I saw it initially, I thought it was a typo, but then I was like, oh gosh. I probably would change my name. Honestly, I mean, people would, harass you, bully you, probably, well, or they'd be scared of you, one or the other.
At Raper's first court appearance, he tried to argue his case to the judge. Listen to this.
So this is, well, I shouldn't say hilarious, but this is hilarious. This kid is so arrogant and egotistical. He's probably a narcissist. But just listen to how he speaks to the judge. It is out of control.
To the judge. Listen to this.
I did not do none of this. There was 4 more people.
I'm not here to try.
I understand that.
I'm not here to try your case, but you can speak to law enforcement and you can also.
They won't.
So he was trying to say, you're not supposed to say those sort of things at your first appearance, by the way. You're just supposed to stay quiet. But the judge obviously didn't want to hear it. Over the next few weeks, those other people started to materialize. 18-year-old Hunter Kendall. These are all the mugs here.
Okay, so these are all of the individuals involved thus far. As I stated, there is a 10th person that is expected to surrender to law enforcement soon. So we have Corinne Belfiso, 18, Gianna, who is the girlfriend, Kistenmacher, 17, Devin, 19, Hunter Kendall, 18, Sydney Kearns, 17, and then you have 4 minors that have not been identified. But those that we see are being charged as adults.
17-year-old Sydney Kearns, 18-year-old Corinne Belviso, all charged as adults under South Carolina law for allegedly setting up this murder. 4 others too, they're too young to name. They were also charged. That's why the names and the mug pictures aren't there, though. But look at all of these young people. Wow, their lives pretty much ruined now. Florence County Sheriff's Office says they expect a 10th suspect. There's going to be a 10th suspect who is expected to turn themselves in soon. So we will stay on top of that story. But apparently the police have video to prove.
Oh, oops. I thought I got it before, what's his name? Cuomo. Not Andrew. What's the brother's name? Anyways, I just accidentally closed an article that I wanted to read by accident, so I need to find it quickly. Here it is. Nope, that's not it. This one. Okay, so we are going to move over to... And so, again, this took place on June 24th of this year. And another case where it's taken months to actually hit mainstream media. Hey, Sunnyside, thanks for being here. Yeah, he didn't. He had no respect for the law or his elders. And actually, that's a good point, Angie. Angie said every single one of them needs to be charged as adults. So let's see, what age in South Carolina is considered in crimes? Okay, that's, oh, here. Okay, so it says, at what age can you be charged as an adult in South Carolina? South Carolina law allows for individuals as young as 14 to be transferred to adult court for serious crimes. So, okay, so here it says any age for murder, 14 to 17 for other eligible offenses. But I agree, they all should be charged as adults. I guess maybe because of, the charges that they have. All right, so 19-year-old charged with murder in Johnsonville shooting. An arrest was made after a 16-year-old boy was shot and killed just after midnight Wednesday, according to Florence County Sheriff T.J. Joy. Devin, 19, of Conway, was arrested on Wednesday and charged with murder and possession of a weapon during a violent crime, according to the sheriff's office. And I'm wondering if he even had probation. I wonder what he was charged with. I mean, it was as an accessory, but is that a felony? I'm going to have to look that up, because then I think, did he not get probation? Was he just free to go? I feel like he shouldn't have been able to have a weapon. Joy said it happened on North First Neck Road in the Johnsonville community. The 16-year-old was identified as Trey Dean Wright of Johnsonville, according to Keith Von Lucken, Florence County coroner. Joy said Wright was discovered laying in the roadway with multiple gunshot wounds. His relatives said he was shot twice in the lower chest. Wright was pronounced dead at an area hospital. Investigators said that Raper shot Wright after a, quote, verbal altercation. If you have any information in the shooting, you're asked to call the Florence County Sheriff's Office at 843-665-2121. So that is the first article that I was able to find in regards to this. So they were able to arrest this guy hours later. Yeah, I agree, Angie. This is considered serious. And the attitude, yeah, his attitude, I mean, if you're in court, you don't talk to the judge. He talks to you. Like, it's like he was trying to argue his case. You're not on trial yet. And he also doesn't realize, like, anything you can say can and will be used against you. So stop talking. Marie, that's a good thought. I wonder if some of these kids didn't know what was going to happen. I don't know. They may or may not have. All right. So I have these clips. Most of them are from one news station because they had a great timeline. So as things were happening, they had clips for that. And then I do have a last article that we're going to take a look at the very end.
More about the teenage girl arrested in connection with the murder of 16-year-old Trey Wright in Florence County.
A close friend of Wright's confirmed to News 13 today that Gianna Kistenmacher was Wright's girlfriend. News 13, Shelby Martin joins us live in the newsroom. And Shelby, what else did you learn?
Well, Trish Edward, when asked about Kistenmacher, a close friend of Trey Wright said those who knew her, quote, never expected that she could do this kind of thing. School records confirm the 17-year-old was a cheerleader at Atlantic Collegiate Academy.
And I'm glad they said that because I actually just Googled her name, and she was also on the soccer team. Well, at least in 2024, she was on the soccer team. Let me show you this photo of her. She looks a lot different in this photo. So she was a junior. This year she's a senior. So this was her back in 2024. Much different than she looks now. But I mean, her name's all over the place.
Atlantic Collegiate Academy. Police accuse Kistenmacher of leading 19-year-old Devin Raper to the scene where authorities say he shot and killed her boyfriend. Now, we found Kistenmacher's address under public records in this Myrtle Beach suburb. We tried to speak with her family, but nobody answered the door. Wright's friend and several neighbors say the girl's father was a detective and said they often saw a police vehicle.
Wait, what? Her dad is a detective? Hold on, let me back that up.
Wright's friend and several neighbors say the girl's father was a detective and said they often saw a police vehicle parked in the family's driveway. We found another officer who lived in the neighborhood, but he declined to comment. Major Mike Nunn with the Florence County Sheriff's Office says photos and video have played a role in this investigation.
A lot of times the people involved record the event. And so that takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. Well, it's kind of hard to deny what we see with our eyes and what's posted on social media. Audio, video, those types of things.
Now, according to the Florence County Sheriff's Office, Wright and Raper were arguing over a girl before the shooting in Johnsonville. None addressed concerns about young people and gun violence.
Starts with parents knowing where their children are, what they're doing, and instilling in them the responsibility to be productive citizens. There's no one magic wand or pill to fix this.
Kitten Mocker is charged with accessory before the fact and was denied bond. The 17-year-old is currently in custody in Florence County, where there were warrants out for her arrest. She will be charged as an adult. Meanwhile, Raper has been charged with murder and possession of a weapon. Live in the newsroom, Shelby Martin, News 13.
Okay, so let's see. Let me look up accessory murder before the fact, South Carolina Penal Code. Okay, so I just looked up. Well, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to know sentence. Let me try a different Google search. Okay, so in South Carolina, an accessory before the fact to murder can face the same penalties as the principal offender, meaning they could be sentenced to life in prison or even the death penalty for first-degree murder. If the principal offender is convicted of a lesser degree of murder, the accessory would face the same sentence as that degree. South Carolina Code Section 16-1-40 defines an accessory before the fact as someone who, with criminal intent, procures, hires, counsels, or otherwise aids another person to commit a felony. The key element is that the accessory's actions must take place before the felony, murder in this case, is committed. The accessory does not need to be present at the scene of the crime. So just her drive, even if she didn't stay, if she just drove him to the location knowing what was going to happen, she can face the same penalties as the person who actually pulled the trigger. That is, it does say penalties, first-degree murder. A person convicted as an accessory before the fact to first-degree murder can be sentenced to life in prison or even the death penalty. Second-degree murder, the accessory would face a sentence of life imprisonment. Third-degree murder, the accessory could face imprisonment of up to 15 years. So I hope she, is happy with her decisions. Craziness. Okay, so now we move forward. So up to this point, Devin and Gianna are the two that have been charged. Now, 3 more are charged in the murder of Trey Wright.
And first up on your crime tracker, Florence County deputies have charged 3 more young people from Myrtle Beach in connection with the murder of Johnsonville teen Trey Wright back in June. Authorities have now charged 18-year-old Hunter Kendall, 17-year-old Sydney Kearns, and 18-year-old Corinne Belviso with murder in connection with the shooting death of Wright. Authorities say that Kendall has been in jail since last Thursday. Kearns was arrested yesterday and Belviso was arrested today. No information has been released on how deputies say they were involved in Wright's killing. Now, authorities...
I was actually just going to ask that question. I'm wondering what they're being charged with. Let me go back. Let me look up their... So Hunter Kendall... Okay, so Hunter Matthew Kendall, 18, Corinne Elizabeth Belviso, 18, and Sydney Marissa Kearns. Are those the three? Yes. All from Myrtle Beach have been charged with murder. They are being charged with murder. Wow.
Wright's killing. Now, authorities added that on June 24th, Gianna Kistenmacher led.
You know, Marie, I thought it, I don't know if it's a tattoo or if he was like scraped or something. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know why you would get a tattoo there. Let me see. Hunter Kendall. Let me see if I can find a bigger picture. Hunter Kendall. Like, I wouldn't want a tattoo there. It looks like you have like you have food on your chin or something. So this is kind of blurry, but to me it looks like a scrape. Like he got, like, it looks like an injury. Yeah. Almost like when you fall on your bicycle and you get like road rash, like that scrape.
It's killing. Now, authorities added that on June 24th, Gianna Kistenmacher led Devin Raper to Johnsonville, where they say he shot and killed 16-year-old Wright. Raper faces a murder charge. He's in jail without bond. Kistenmacher is charged as an accessory. She was recently released on bond. Florence County Sheriff T.J. George.
How nice. She was released on bond. Is that because Daddy was a detective?
Spoke to News 13 today about youth violence and what law enforcement plans to do about it.
Listen, this day and age, we're going to put a stop to this stuff. That's like in schools. Florence County, we're not tolerating. Bottom line. You better keep your kids at home. You better raise them as parents. I'm not tolerating it. I've said that all along. Just got a call a little while ago about 6 fighting at a certain school, and we're going to lock them up.
And you can read much more about this case right now in this story on our website, WBTW.com.
Yeah, she was released on bond. Oh, it gets better though. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Y'all are going to be mad by the end of this. Yeah, she should not get bond. None should. Yeah, to at least put fear in them, right? They should have to hang out in, I'm assuming they're being held in, maybe they'd be held in a detention center because they're under 18. Well, the two girls are, right? One girl. All right, so now we move forward. 2 more have been charged.
Breaking news about the ongoing investigation into the murder of this 16-year-old Johnsonville boy. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Trish Williford.
And I'm Edward Moody. The Florence County Sheriff's Office released arrest warrants for 6 suspects in the murder of Trey Wright and the names of 2 more suspects.
News 13, Shelby Martin joins us live tonight in the newsroom. And Shelby, what do those warrants say?
Well, Trish, Edward, we can now add the names of 17-year-old Braylon Thompson and 18-year-old Jaden O'Clair to the list of known suspects arrested in connection with Trey's murder. We also have warrants for 3 other recent arrests, 18-year-old Corinne Belviso, 18-year-old Hunter Kendall, and 17-year-old Sydney Kearns. 19-year-old Devin Raper was the first arrested for Trey's murder, and he's accused of shooting and killing the teen. Trey's then-girlfriend, Gianna Kistenmacher, was the second arrested. The former cheerleader is accused of leading Raper to her boyfriend's location the night he died. Warrants for Kistenmacher and the remaining defendants say they committed murder by bringing Raper to the scene, knowing that he was armed and
so they also were in the car, maybe?
Bringing Raper to the scene, knowing that he was armed and knowing there would be a confrontation. Also knowing that Raper had made threats to shoot Trey.
So he had made threats that he was going to shoot Trey. And they brought him there anyways. And I don't remember who said, I think it was maybe Leather that said it earlier. They're probably all going to plead out. Maybe it was Caudle. But I agree. I don't think that Devin will, because I think he's too arrogant. But I definitely think the others will probably, if they don't have a criminal history, I think they will plea down or take a plea. Right, Evil Queen, they all knew. And I feel like they would know because of Devin's past. I mean, he had just gotten out of jail for being an accessory to attempted murder. Like,
Mike Nunn with the Florence County Sheriff's Office says the Department of Juvenile Justice is handling warrants for 2 more defendants, both aged 16. Nunn said all non-juvenile...
both 16. So that's 2 that their photos aren't being shown. So they're 16. Well, in South Carolina, depending on the charge, they can be charged as adults.
Defendants have been processed with bond set. One juvenile has been processed through the SCDJJ, and the other is awaiting processing. Now, we are still waiting on those mugshots for Thompson and Eau
they got
Claire.
bond.
Reporting live in the newsroom, Shelby Martin, News 13.
Shelby.
Wow. Okay, it wasn't you, Leather, so maybe it was Caudle. And I feel like probably, this is just my opinion, but I'm guessing that a lot of these kids didn't realize, I'm just driving them there. I can't be charged. Just being ignorant of the law. Okay, so moving forward. So this is the community came together to mourn Trey. And then the next clip is Trey's grandmother speaks to the media. Caudle, maybe that you said they would plea out. Maybe it wasn't either of you. Maybe it was somebody else, but I thought it was one of you two.
First at 11, members of one PD community gathered today to celebrate the life of a 16-year-old killed in a recent shooting. News 13's Shelby Martin was in Johnsonville today and shares how Trey Wright's loved ones remembered him. Shelby.
Oh, it wasn't you.
Edward, those who knew Trey Wright describe him as energetic, kind, and the life of the party. Friends, family, and loved ones filled the bleachers of the Johnsonville High School gym as they honored his life Thursday afternoon.
Trey was unforgiving.
A sea of pink and blue in the bleachers as friends and loved ones packed the gymnasium.
It was Ocean Tide who said it. I just scrolled all the way back up to see who said that they would plea out. It was Ocean Tide. But I agree with you.
Wearing t-shirts that said LLT for Long Live Trey. On the back, a photo of the teen. At the center of the gym, displayed next to flowers and photographs, was Trey's football jersey. Trey's loved ones took time to remember him.
Trey was my cousin. We grew up together my whole life, and he was very important to me.
Trey really was the life of the party. He really meant a lot. He really was a really happy person.
Trey's pastor and close friend, Reverend Josh Balton, shared a memory of Trey from the church's Charlie Brown Christmas event.
He was going to dress as young, and he was going to have feathers on his head. So in other words, the name of that character was Snoopy's best friend, Woodstock. Well, the whole time, Trey thought he was Chicken Little. So hence came the nickname that I would call him from the 5th time forward, Chicken Little. He had no idea what he was doing, but he was willing to take part in it because he loved the people that he was around.
A family member said Trey got his first car in December, a pickup truck.
Man.
After the service, a procession of trucks lined the high school parking lot in honor of the 16-year-old who died from gun violence.
But we can make a decision within ourselves right now to choose love over everything else in this world.
Many of Trey's family and friends are still processing the loss and say they will continue to seek justice on his behalf. Live in the newsroom, Shelby Martin, News 13.
Shelby, thank you. Police charged 19-year-old Devin Raper with murder in connection with Wright's death. Gianna Christenbacher faces accessory charges. Authorities accuse the 17-year-old of leading Raper to the scene in Johnsonville, where they say he shot Wright. Christenbacher was reportedly Wright's girlfriend. Both are in jail without bond.
What a great girlfriend. Bucci says, I agree on basic law classes and I took advanced anatomy in high school as well. Never hurts those. I encourage my nephews to take all they can in high school and take advantage of advanced classes as well. Yeah, every student should be required to take law class in school. Leather says, in my honest opinion. Or at least, yeah, I mean, know the laws. Even, a lot of the kids, like high school kids, they're taking driver's tests and, practicing for that. And they don't even know driving laws. It's like, did you even read your manual? Yeah, I guess we'll see how this turns out. Yeah. I'm curious to know if they have any other suspects in mind that haven't been arrested or, asked to come forward. So this clip is the grandmother of Trey speaks out.
For the first time, the grandmother of 16-year-old Trey Wright is speaking out after his murder. The Johnsonville teen was shot and killed on June 24th. In News 13, Shelby Martin spoke with the grandmother, who says she's demanding justice for Trey.
Instead of watching her 16-year-old grandson play football, Catherine Lee is attending bond hearings for those arrested for his murder. Instead of meeting his teachers, she's talking to solicitors. Lee says her family's life will never be the same.
This is killing me. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I can't keep anything in my stomach.
Trey's family and friends described him as kind, energetic, and a friend to many. The Johnsonville high school student was shot and killed on July 24th.
I cannot stand waking up not to talk to him, not to look at his picture as he gets older, not watching him go through school, not watching him graduate, getting married, having me a great-grandchild, a little Trey.
9 people are charged in connection with Trey's murder. 19-year-old Devin Raper, who authorities say shot and killed the teen, was the first. The second was 17-year-old Gianna Christenbacher, Trey's then girlfriend, who allegedly led Raper to her boyfriend's location the night of the murder. She's out of jail on home detention. Police also arrested 17-year-old Sydney Kearns, 18-year-old Hunter Kendall, 18-year-old Corinne Bell Viso, 18-year-old Jaden Eau Claire, and 17-year-old Brylan Thompson, who all face murder charges.
So I wonder why Gianna isn't facing murder charges. If she led him to the scene. Unless she just said, this is where he is, this is where you need to go, whereas the other three were actually in the car with him, knowing what he was going to do. I'm confused about that.
Belviso and Kearns are out on bond.
It's not fair. It's not fair for those kids to be out and about whenever we are never going to see my baby again. My baby Trey. Never again.
Lawyer Tommy Britton represents Belviso and claims his client is innocent.
She's tiny. She's quiet. She's humble. She had nothing to do with this shooting.
Okay, so because she's tiny and quiet and humble, she had nothing to do with what happened. I'm assuming, and this is just an assumption in my opinion, that she was probably seen on video or in pictures.
She had nothing to do to promote it. It had nothing to do with it happening. And she shouldn't have been charged with murder.
Though Britton described her as quiet, neighbors told News 13 they've had issues with Belviso and her family, both in person and online, some over loud house parties. Warrants say Kistenmacher, Belviso, and the other teens knew Raper was armed and had made threats to shoot Trey. Britton said Belviso has video of the shooting.
Under any theory, hand of one, hand of all. I mean, look, she was.
So she was there. So she wasn't on video or in photo. She was the one videoing this kid being murdered. But she had nothing to do with it. Did she try to stop it? Did she say, guys, stop, don't do this? No, she pulled out her cell phone and recorded the entire thing, sir. She did have something to do with it.
An innocent bystander who recorded it, period.
Hey, sinner.
Does that make her guilty of murder? Absolutely not. What she has essentially done is provide the best evidence of the circumstances of this shooting.
Lee says everyone present.
Yeah, the best evidence because she was involved. Oh my gosh. I know he's doing his lawyer job, but still. All these kids had an opportunity to say something. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I hope it cooled down out there, sinner. It was so nice here. Oh my gosh. If she left them there at the scene, that could, yeah, and she left him at the scene. Like, she was involved. She was there. And if she was in the car with him, knowing he was going to shoot this kid, she is culpable. Right, she's an accessory to the event, but she's also being charged with murder. So I think that's probably, yeah, it is a lame defense. Yep, evidence that should have been given to police and not the internet. I agree, Bella. And I think a jury, if this goes to trial, is going to see it the same way.
Should be held accountable.
If they were with him, if they drove from the beach, they were with him and they are accessory. I don't care what anybody says.
There we go.
Britton couldn't comment on Belviso's relationship with Kistenmacher, but online records showed the two girls were on the same cheerleading team. In the newsroom, Shelby Martin, News 13.
Authorities also arrested two 16-year-olds in connection with the shooting, and the Department of Juvenile Justice is handling their charges.
Yeah, I agree with Grandma. They are accessories. Okay, I think I've got, I have two more. And then I do have one last article just to kind of sum up everything that has been going on. And I have to thank this news channel 13. I think it was ABC. It was WBTW. Let me just see what affiliate they are. I mean, oh, it's just WBTW News 13 out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I mean, they had, the best timeline to kind of just go through this case and to present.
We are following the ongoing investigation into the murder of 16-year-old Trey Wright. The Florence County Sheriff's Office said it's arrested 9 people so far. 2 posted bond earlier this afternoon. News 13 Shelby Martin is live in the newsroom. And Shelby, what can you tell us about these arrests?
Well, Edward, behind bars and without bond, Devin Raper was the first arrested for the murder of 16-year-old Trey Wright after he was accused of shooting and killing the teen. On Tuesday, police charged 17-year-old Sydney Kearns, 18-year-old Hunter Kendall, and 18-year-old Corinne Belviso with murder. Belviso and Kearns posted bond today. Gianna Kistenmacher, Trey's girlfriend, was the second person.
Who did she say? My sister's texting me and I'm getting distracted.
After he was accused of shooting and killing the teen. On Tuesday, police charged 17-year-old Sydney Kearns, 18-year-old Hunter Kendall, and 18-year-old Corinne Belviso with murder. Belviso and Kearns posted bond today.
Okay. So the 2 girls posted bond. I wonder if I can find what their bond was. I'm going to try to find that.
Gianna Kistenmacher, Trey's girlfriend, was the second person arrested. She's accused of leading Raper to Wright the night he died. The former cheerleader was released to home detention and cannot use the internet. We're told Belviso was also a member of Kistenmacher's cheerleading team. A close friend of Trey's told News 13
he can't use the internet. Oh yes, they're okay. She's I had my nephew this morning and I gave him supplies to give my sister and he forgot it at my parents' house. So she just wanted to know if I had more stuff, but it all worked out. And I do have pictures to show you guys at the very end. Were they all from same school? That is a good, I don't believe so because, well, this kid wasn't even in school. He was from Conway. Where is, let's see, Gianna. Let me see where that, Gianna went to school in Conway. Trey was from Johnsonville. So let me see. That's a good question. Okay, so Johnsonville, South Carolina has its own high school. So I would assume that Trey went to Johnsonville High School. Devin, because he's from Conway, would go to that school. And then Gianna went to... What was that name of the school? Let me look quick. Atlantic Collegiate Academy. That sounds like a private school. Let me see. I'm going to go to their homepage. More info. Nope, that's not what I want. Our school. Here we go. Information. Okay, so according to their website, the Atlantic Collegiate Academy serves students who seek rigorous curriculum, high academic standards, and elite athletics while they earn up to 2 years of college credit upon the completion of high school. Wow, they go to school from 7:30 to 3:30. So I'm thinking they just, they knew each other through sports or other activities. I'd like to know how she hooked up with this Devin kid, though.
And cannot use the internet. We're told Belviso was also a member of Kitten Mocker's cheerleading team. A close friend of Trey's told News 13 Belviso, Karen's
Okay, so the one girl did go to school with Gianna.
And Kendall were bystanders to the murder. Major Mike Nunn with the Florence County Sheriff's Office said the 9 people arrested in connection with Trey's death are all between the ages of 17 and 19 years old.
They were complicit in bringing the armed co-defendant rape.
So why did she say 2 of them were 16 if he's saying they're all between 17 and 19?
To the incident location, knowing that there would be a confrontation, and they knew that Raper had presented a firearm to the victim and had made threats to shoot him, according to the arrest warrants.
Nunn said 1 more person is expected to turn themselves in within the next few days. Now, according to officials, the decision to charge most of those defendants with murder was not taken lightly.
So the decision was made, again, with investigators in consultation with the solicitor's office, to charge each of them with murder, the hand of one being the hand of all, as part of South Carolina law as well. So,
that's interesting. Hand of one is hand of all.
That's the basis of the charge for each of those individuals.
Nunn told News 13 there is video evidence from the night of Trey's murder. Now, we've asked for the video, but we were not able to get it. Raper's next court appearance is set for August 19th.
Well, I mean,
Live
I guess
in the
they
newsroom,
tried.
Shelby Martin, News 13.
I guess they tried to get it. All right, what's this last one? I can't remember. Okay, so this is the newest update. And South Carolina teens granted bond in Trey Wright murder. Yeah, I like that philosophy too, Evil Queen. If you were there, it's almost, if you're there, it's just like you were doing the shooting.
Why 4 Myrtle Beach teens charged this week in the murder of a Johnsonville teen got bond and how it was granted so quickly. Judges don't typically grant bond in violent crimes, especially murders. ABC 15's Tanya Brown is.
They usually don't. So why are these kids getting bond when they're being charged with murder?
Been working for you to get answers and is live tonight outside our Florence studio. Tanya?
Connor, the suspect's bond hearings took place yesterday before a circuit court judge in Marion County. Tonight, they're all out of jail on bond, and that's what has a number of people very upset. Deputies charged this week 17-year-old Sydney Kearns and 18-year-old Corrine Belviso, along with 2 other teens, with murder in the death of 16-year-old Trey Wright. Wright was shot to death in June on North First Neck Road in the Johnsonville community. Investigators say 19-year-old Devin Raper shot Wright after a verbal altercation. Florence County Sheriff's Major Michael Nunn says the suspects brought Raper to the incident location.
These individuals were complicit in bringing Devin Scott Raper to First Neck Road near Johnsonville.
So Trey's girlfriend Gianna orchestrated the whole thing. She got it all, planned out. The 3 others being charged with murder brought him to the scene. So Gianna was the mastermind. Devin pulled the trigger. and the others enabled him to do it, knowing what he was going to do.
Knowing that Raper was armed with a firearm and intended to engage in a confrontation with the deceased victim.
I talked with Belviso's lawyer, who says she had nothing to do with Wright's murder and shouldn't be charged at all.
It's really simple. She's not guilty of anything. We've hashed through the stories. She's talked with the police. I'm shocked she was charged. And I will defend this case with every breath I have. She's not guilty of anything.
Major Nunn says the case has been thoroughly investigated. Kearns and Belviso, along with 2 others, are out of jail on a $20,000 bond just 2 days after being charged with murder. A circuit court judge...
$20,000 bond for murder? Really?
Granted the bond during a hearing Tuesday held partially virtually and in open court in Marion County. I got copies of the bond order laying out the terms, only allowing the suspects to leave their houses to go to school, church, work, hospital, or to meet with their attorneys. Some question why the suspects got bond on a murder charge when it's typically denied. I reached out to the 12th Circuit Solicitor's Office for answers. A deputy solicitor sent me a statement saying, quote, due to the young age of the defendant, 17, the lack of any criminal record, and their level of involvement in the crimes for which they have been charged, the state could not point to facts which indicated either defendant was a flight risk or danger to the community. However, the state did not consent to the setting of bond regarding either defendant. Trey Wright's mother tells me that she is going to get justice for her son, even if it takes everything that she's got to do it. Live in Florence, Tanya Brown, ABC 15 News.
Tanya, thank you. Officers say they have an outstanding warrant to serve in the case and expect the suspect to turn himself in. We'll let you know of any new developments in the investigation.
So they're giving him the opportunity to turn himself in before they have to execute, I guess, that search warrant. So I did look up this lawyer, this Tommy Britton. He has his own law firm. He is a personal injury and criminal defense attorney. And it looks like 2 of his sons, or at least relatives, they have the same name, Britton. Looks like they are also part of the law firm. So Thomas C. Britton has over 30 years of distinguished representation and national recognition. His inclusion as a fellow of the American College of Trial Lawyers is bestowed only on the top 1% of trial lawyers. With over 3 decades of legal representation in high-profile cases, both civil and criminal, Tommy has also received the highest rating by his peers, with the Martindale-Hubbell AB rating for professional ethics and legal ability, and recognized as a super lawyer by the New York Times. He graduated from Wofford College, magna cum laude, demonstrating exceptional leadership as a captain in the U.S. Army 1st Cavalry Division, and served over 30 years of legal representation in high-profile cases. So, and he went to the University of South Carolina School of Law, Columbia, to get his law degree. So, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I've never heard super lawyer either, but that's what it says. And that was from the New York Times, right? Yeah, the New York Times. Let's see. New York Times. I've never heard New York Times super lawyer. Okay, so it says Super Lawyers is a separate organization that recognizes outstanding lawyers in each state. They use a patented selection process involving peer nominations, evaluations, and independent research. The Super Lawyers list, which includes the top 5% of attorneys in each state, is published in magazines and online, including sometimes an in a special section of the New York Times Magazine. Well, there we go. Okay, so I just have one last article that we're going to read, and then we will give some last thoughts. So this last article is from People Magazine. I agree, Bucci. $20,000 bond? No, not okay. Yeah, no matter their age, they knew better. They knew now they took a poor boy's life and practically ended their life as well. Yeah. And, you know, like the sheriff's, or maybe it wasn't in one of the clips we saw, but I did see another clip where it said, you know, was it worth it? Over a girl. Over a girl. So a teenage South Carolina boy was fatally shot, and police say a teen love triangle was behind it. A 16-year-old South Carolina boy was allegedly lured to his death and fatally shot over a romantic rivalry. And now authorities have arrested 9 teenagers, including his girlfriend, in connection with his death. One of the teens who was present at the scene allegedly filmed Trey getting shot. The alleged crime came to light on June 24th at about 11:30 p.m. when Florence County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to a call about a shooting on First Neck Road near Johnsonville. There, they found Wright lying in the road with multiple gunshot wounds. I wonder who called 911. Okay, so here's the post. So this was June 26, 2025. On June 24th at approximately 11:30 p.m., FCSO deputies responded to a call of a shooting incident on First Neck Road near Johnsonville, South Carolina. When deputies arrived, the victim was discovered laying in the roadway with multiple gunshot wounds. EMS transported the victim to an area hospital where he was later pronounced dead. Florence County Coroner Keith Von Lucken has identified the victim as 16-year-old Trey Dean Wright of Johnsonville, South Carolina. Devin Scott Raper was taken into custody on June 25th, 2025 in Conway, North Carolina, in charge with murder and possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime. According to investigators, Raper is alleged to have shot the victim following a verbal altercation. Horry County Police Department, U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force, and Florence County Sheriff's Office Warrants Bureau were involved in Raper's apprehension. The investigation is ongoing and additional arrests are possible. Devin is being held at Florence County Detention Center while awaiting a bond hearing. Okay. Trey was rushed to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead. On June 25th, deputies arrested Devin Raper, 19, of Conway on suspicion of shooting and killing Wright during a verbal altercation in Johnsonville, which is about 50 miles northwest of Myrtle Beach. On June 30th, deputies arrested a second suspect, Gianna Helene Kistenmacher, 17, of Myrtle Beach, and charged her with accessory before the fact of a felony. Investigators accused Kistenmacher of bringing Wright, who is believed to be her boyfriend, to a... Okay, so I was confused. Gianna brought Trey to the location. The other 3 charged with murder brought Devin to the scene. So I was confused. I thought initially that Gianna brought Devin to the scene, but she brought Trey to the scene knowing what was going to happen. So she basically brought him to where he was going to be injured. Okay, so Kistenmacher bringing Wright, who is believed to be her boyfriend, to a desolate section of First Neck Road, quote, knowing that Raper was armed and that there would be a confrontation for violence likely to lead to death based on statements made in her presence, the sheriff's office said in the release. Sheriff T.J. Joy said the two teens had issues with each other and it was over a female. The sad thing is you got a 16-year-old that lost his life. You've got a 19-year-old who is going to be in jail the rest of his life. Over what? On August 3rd, 3 other teens were arrested and charged in connection with the fatal shooting. So we have Hunter Kendall, 18 of Myrtle Beach, was arrested and charged with murder. Corinne Elizabeth Belviso, 18, Sydney Kern, 17, also from Myrtle Beach, were arrested on August 3rd and charged with murder. I wonder how they must know each other through sports or something, because I mean, it's a pretty good distance away. 4 other suspects were arrested, but their names have not been released because they are minors. They were complicit in bringing the armed co-defendant Raper to the incident location and knowing that there would be a confrontation, Major Michael Nunn with the Florence County Sheriff's Office alleged. They knew that Raper had presented a firearm to the victim and made threats to shoot him according to the arrest warrants. Nunn told the Post and Courier that under state law, all 5 are charged as adults. Raper and Kendall remain held without bond at the Florence County Detention Center, according to online jail records. Kistenmacher was granted bond and released on home confinement. Belviso and Kearns each posted $20,000 surety bonds and were released pending a trial. It is unclear whether Raper, Kendall, and the other teens have retained attorneys who can speak on their behalf. I know, Twist. I said at the beginning I would have changed my name. But oh no, there it goes. Yeah. It does look like road rash. That's what I had said, but Marie said, I'm still wondering if that kid has a stupid looking tattoo or if it's maybe stitches. Hunter Kendall. Let me see if I can find even another photo of him that isn't his mugshot. I feel like the only thing that's going to be on here is his mugshot because that's what he's going to be known for now. Well, actually, let me put in, because he was from Myrtle Beach. Oh, what is this article? Okay, so this article says friends of Wrights like Ethan Kirby say the teens were bystanders to the 16-year-old killings. Trey was my best friend, like that was my day one. I've known him since I've been like 9 years old. And I just known these group of people from the beach for the past few months, really. So I'm like, I could care less about them. So I wonder if the other ones involved were even known to Trey. Or if they had just met, like the kid said, at the beach. Oh, and this article also says that Kendall and Belviso have appearances in Florence County Circuit Court scheduled for September 17th. So their next court date. So the two 18-year-olds have court on the 17th of September. All right. Yeah, I agree. They're all guilty, in my opinion, too. Yep, I agree. Hey, Curious, how are you? Yeah, these kids ruin lives and will forever carry guilt. I don't think Devin will, though. I mean, he's I mean, just the way he spoke to the judge, like just the arrogance. I don't think he cares. He did it before and he did it again. And hopefully he'll never get to do it again because he'll be in jail the rest of his life. But we'll see. So that's all I have for you today. I'm not sure if I'm going to be live tomorrow. I have some things that I have to do. But if time allows, I will be live at 4:30 Eastern. If time doesn't allow, then I won't be live. But make sure notifications are on. If you are listening and not subbed, it would be great if you could sub. Oh, and there's one last thing. Evil Queen had gifted memberships yesterday. And I didn't get to it until I couldn't see, because on the StreamYard side, it doesn't show us who got them. And by the time I looked at my phone, I couldn't get back to the list. So I wanted to just look at those who got memberships and congratulate them. So I thought it would show me, but it's only showing me 2. So Smoke and Mirrors and Dodie, I'm showing were gifted a membership, but those are the only 2 I see. You know what? I can go back to yesterday's live stream and just go look. Hold on a second. Hold, please. Because I really feel bad that I didn't see that. Oh, no worries, Bucci. You're always so kind. Okay, let's see. Live streams. Mute. All right, let's see. Aha. Oh, that's why it only shows 2 people were gifted memberships. What the heck, YouTube? So on my end, it shows that Dodie D and TLC is me received a gifted membership from Evil Queen Yaya, but she gifted 5. Only 2 showed up. That's annoying. Well, congratulations, Twisted, or not Twisted Pixie. Dodie D and TLC is me. Congratulations on your gifted membership. Welcome to the Stoners. YouTube did that before, where even I was gifting memberships and it was only gifting 2 or 3. It's like, well, what about the other ones? I know, YouTube's such a cheapskate. Hey, Good Trouble, thanks for stopping in. Driving and listening. We'll drive safely. All right, y'all. Well, that's all I've got. So, as I said, if you haven't hit the like, please do so on your way out. If you aren't subscribed, make sure that you do subscribe and have your notifications to all, even though apparently they're not working. If you've got this far on the replay, #replay. And until next time, y'all, I will see you on the flip side.
You have one shot on stage, what you got to play? Generic drops for days, still the people rage. Am I not insane? Can you stop and explain why these drops are so lame? Is money buying you fame? I'm fucking on, I'm killing it with this song. You haters can sing along or go back where you belong. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with giving up, moving on. Cause I took your girl to prom, she can't help but sing this song. Comes off till the lights go out, till my legs give out. can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out. Am I high harass? I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse, till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out. Am I high harass? I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse. So on like a light switch, flirting back. There's nothing wrong with the way that she's working that. I just want that body bad. Come on baby, bring it back. I'm so gone, faded off a 30 rack. She's so on like a light switch, flirting back. There's nothing wrong with the way that she's working that. I just want that body bad. Come on baby, bring it back. I rap with a passion, yeah, I got it in me. I've been waiting quite a long time for y'all to hear me. It's about damn time you put some stock into me. You're either sponsoring me or fucking bothering me. And the fact is, we just practice on this madness. That is why our status is like a canvas. Chances our advancement is enhancing, and this new expansion's like a mansion. Comes off till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out. Am I high harass? I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse, till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out. Am I high harass? I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse.